to begin by saying all praises are due to Allah. May peace and blessing be upon our final messenger of Allah, his family, his companions, and for those follow them in the righteousness until the day of judgment. As we discussed in the previous episode, that people are classified into three kinds in Surah Al-Baqarah. The first type of people are those who believe in Allah, in His Messenger, and also in the word of Allah. They call as Al-Muttaqin, those who are pious. And we already discussed about them and also their characteristics. And the second type of people are those who reject the word of Allah. They don't believe in Allah, and also they don't accept the message that the Prophet Muhammad is bringing to them. And we also already discussed this type of people. We call them as Al-Kafirin, or those who are unbelievers in the message or in the word of Allah. And the third category of people, or the third type of people, are those who are hypocrites. They don't belong to the believers, and also they don't belong to unbelievers. So today we would like to look at some of the categories that they have. So today we still look at, and we are still dealing with the third category of the people who are hypocrites or munafikin. First of all, let us try to look at what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the ayah number 11. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us about some of the descriptions of this type of people who are hypocrites. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ, when it is said to them, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ, when it is said to them. Who says to them? Some people say Allah, some people say the Prophet, some people say the believers. But if you look at وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ, when it is said to them, so it's very general. It doesn't matter who says to them, whether he is Allah, he is the Prophet, or he is the believer. What they said to them, لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ, don't spread the corruption, don't cause the corruption on the earth. قَالُوا, they would like to reply, إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ, indeed we are only the reformers. So in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing about the al-munafikin, or the hypocrites. So when it is said to them, don't spread the corruption, don't cause any corruption in this earth. You know the word corruption, if we try to look at the word corruption, we say corruption in Arabic language, al-fasad. Al-fasad, it means when something goes bad. For instance, if we have food and this food has been spoiled, so this food, we cannot eat it. So al-munafikin, or hypocrites, they always spread the corruption. They don't want to accept the truth. They just want to destroy everything. Even they always make something trouble in the society. So if you look at this ayah is talking about the hypocrites in the early time of Islam, when the Prophet was at Medina. Because in this time there were some people who don't want to accept the message of the Prophet, or probably they just accept Islam for their worldly benefit. As long as Islam is benefit for us or for them, they will accept Islam. But if Islam doesn't give them any benefit, they will reject Islam. So this ayah is telling us that there are there is category of people that they just accept Islam for their benefit or for their worldly benefit. It's of course different from the believers. The believers accept Islam sincerely, totally, whether they are in good or bad situation. But if you look at al-Munafikin, they show or they claim that they are believer, but in fact they are not. That is why when it is said to them, La tufsidu fil ard, don't make corruption on the earth, what they say, what al-Munafikun or the hypocrite would say, they say, Innama nahnu muslihun. Indeed, we are only the reformer. But in fact, it is not.
So not only were they not sincerely embracing Islam,
Yes.
but also lying about it. It's telling that their embracing Islam was sincere and that they're not doing anything wrong, when in fact they were.
Yes, and actually, if you look at if you look at one of the characteristics of hypocrites, they like to tell, they like to lie, and also when you give them the trust, they would like to betray it. So the hypocrites are always making problem. They don't accept Islam sincerely. They show that they show us or they claim that they are believer, but in fact they are not.